Have you ever wondered why some people remain calm and collected when facing life's most difficult challenges, while others crumble under the slightest pressure? What if I told you that ancient philosophers discovered the secrets to bulletproof mental strength over 2,000 years ago, and these powerful techniques have been hiding in plain sight ever since? Today, I'm going to reveal the 7 Stoic secrets that can transform your mental resilience and help you face any challenge with unwavering strength and clarity. Before we dive in, consider this. In our modern world filled with constant stimulation, endless distractions, and unprecedented levels of stress, mental resilience isn't just helpful, it's essential for survival. Yet most people are never taught these powerful techniques that can transform how they respond to life's inevitable challenges. These aren't quick fixes or temporary solutions. They're profound philosophical principles that have stood the test of time for over 2 millennia. Whether you're facing career setbacks, relationship difficulties, health challenges, or simply the daily stresses of modern life, these 7 Stoic secrets will give you the tools to build an unshakable foundation of mental strength. Let's begin our journey into the ancient wisdom that still holds the power to transform our modern lives. Number 1, the dichotomy of control. The first and perhaps most fundamental Stoic secret to bulletproof mental strength is understanding the dichotomy of control. This principle, articulated by the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, teaches us to clearly distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. Epictetus, who was born a slave and later became one of history's most influential philosophers, wrote in his Enchiridion, "Some things are within our power, while others are not. Within our power are opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever is of our own doing. Not within our power are our body, our property, reputation, office, and, in a word, whatever is not of our own doing." This distinction may seem simple, but its implications are profound. Most people waste tremendous mental and emotional energy worrying about things they cannot influence: the weather, other people's opinions, past events, or inevitable changes. This misplaced focus is the root of much unnecessary suffering. Consider how much of your stress comes from focusing on circumstances beyond your control. When you worry about what others think of you, you're investing energy in something you cannot change. When you obsess over past mistakes, you're trapped in a reality that no longer exists. Instead, the Stoics teach us to focus our attention exclusively on what we can control: our judgments, decisions, desires, and actions. By redirecting our mental energy toward these areas, we reclaim our power and build resilience. Imagine you're facing a job loss. You cannot control the company's decision to downsize, the economic conditions that led to it, or how others perceive your employment status. However, you can control how you interpret this event, the actions you take to find new opportunities, and the attitude you maintain throughout the process. This shift in focus from external circumstances to internal responses is the first step toward bulletproof mental strength. When you stop expecting the world to conform to your desires and instead focus on mastering your responses, you become immediately more resilient. To practice this principle, try this daily exercise. When facing a challenging situation, ask yourself, what aspects of this situation can I control, and what aspects are beyond my control? Then deliberately redirect your attention and energy toward what you can influence, while practicing acceptance of what you cannot. Number 2, negative visualization. The second Stoic secret may initially seem counterintuitive, but is extraordinarily powerful in building mental resilience. The Romans called it premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Unlike modern positive thinking approaches that encourage us to visualize only the best outcomes, the Stoics practiced regularly imagining worst-case scenarios. This wasn't to induce anxiety or pessimism, but rather to prepare the mind for challenges and to diminish the fear of the unknown. Seneca, a Roman Stoic philosopher, wrote, "He who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." By deliberately contemplating potential hardships, we mentally rehearse our responses and reduce the shock when difficulties actually occur. For example, imagine you're preparing for an important presentation Instead of just visualizing perfect delivery, you might also contemplate what could go wrong. Technical difficulties, difficult questions, or even forgetting your points. By mentally rehearsing these scenarios and your responses to them, you diminish their power to derail you. This practice also fosters gratitude, another key component of mental resilience. When we regularly imagine losing what we have, we develop a deeper appreciation for it. As Epictetus advised, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Try this exercise once a week. Take 5 minutes to contemplate losing something you value, your health, your job, a relationship, or even basic comforts like running water or electricity. Mentally rehearse how you would respond, what internal resources you would draw upon, and how you might adapt. Then notice the natural gratitude that arises for having these things in your life right now. This practice doesn't make you pessimistic. Rather, it makes you prepared and appreciative, both essential qualities for bulletproof mental strength. Number 3, the view from above. The third Stoic secret involves deliberately shifting your perspective to see your challenges within the vast context of time and space. The Stoics called this practice the view from above. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, regularly practiced this mental exercise. He wrote, "Survey the circling stars as though yourself were in their company, and the living stars too, for at that height you are no less than they." This practice invites us to mentally step back and view our current situation from a cosmic perspective. From this vantage point, many of our daily concerns and anxieties appear significantly smaller and less consequential. Imagine you're dealing with a difficult colleague at work who consistently undermines your efforts. This situation might consume your thoughts and trigger strong emotions. Now mentally zoom out and see this situation from the perspective of your entire lifespan. How significant will this conflict appear 10 years from now? Then zoom out further and consider it within the context of human history or cosmic time. From this expanded perspective, the emotional charge often diminishes. This is not about dismissing legitimate concerns, but rather about gaining a more balanced perspective on their true significance. When we see our challenges within the larger context of existence, we develop a certain philosophical detachment that strengthens our resilience. The cosmological perspective also reminds us of our interconnectedness with all of humanity in the natural world. This sense of connection can be a powerful source of strength during difficult times, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. To practice this, try this visualization exercise. Close your eyes and imagine zooming out from your current location, seeing your home from above, then your neighborhood, city, country, the earth, our solar system, and beyond. Then mentally return to your present moment, bringing with you this expanded perspective. Notice how this shift affects your perception of current challenges. Number 4, Amor Fati. The fourth Stoic secret to bulletproof mental strength is embodied in the Latin phrase Amor Fati, the love of fate. This concept, while not explicitly named by the ancient Stoics, perfectly captures their approach to accepting and even embracing whatever life brings. Friedrich Nietzsche, who was deeply influenced by Stoic philosophy, described Amor Fati as wanting nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. This doesn't mean passive resignation to circumstances, but rather a dynamic acceptance that transforms how we experience reality. When we practice Amor Fati, we move beyond merely tolerating what happens to us. We actively welcome it as exactly what we need for our growth and development. This attitude transforms obstacles into opportunities and suffering into strength. Consider the story of Epictetus, who was born into slavery and suffered physical disability due to abuse. Rather than being crushed by these circumstances, he used them as the foundation for developing his profound philosophy of freedom through accepting what cannot be changed. Modern examples abound as well. Think of individuals who have experienced devastating injuries or illnesses, but use these experiences as catalysts for personal transformation and service to others. Their resilience doesn't come from denying reality, but from embracing it fully and finding meaning within it. To practice Amor Fati in your daily life, try this approach. When facing a challenge, repeat to yourself, "This is happening for me, not to me." Look for the potential growth, learning, or unexpected benefit that might come from your current difficulty. Ask yourself, how might I use this situation as an opportunity to practice virtue or develop my character? This attitude doesn't eliminate suffering, but it transforms our relationship to it, building tremendous mental resilience in the process. Number 5, Memento Mori. The fifth Stoic secret may seem morbid to modern sensibilities, but was considered essential by the ancient philosophers. Memento Mori, remember that you must die, was a central contemplative practice for developing perspective and urgency in life. Far from being depressing, the regular contemplation of mortality served as a powerful motivator to live virtuously and appreciate the present moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This practice cuts through trivial concerns and focuses our attention on what truly matters. When we regularly remind ourselves of life's brevity and inevitable end, we naturally prioritize our values and make more meaningful choices. Consider how your perspective shifts when you remember that your time is limited. Would you stay in that job you hate for another 5 years? Would you postpone reconciling with a loved one? Would you delay pursuing your deepest aspirations? The awareness of mortality also fosters gratitude for the time we have. Each day becomes a gift rather than a guarantee, and this appreciation builds resilience by grounding us in the present moment rather than anxieties about the future or regrets about the past. To practice Memento Mori, try this simple daily reflection. Each morning, remind yourself that this day is not guaranteed and could be your last. Rather than inducing fear, let this awareness sharpen your appreciation for the day ahead and clarify what truly deserves your attention and energy. Ask yourself, if this were my last day, what would matter most to me? How would I want to spend it? This contemplation doesn't make us morbid, it makes us present and purposeful, key components of mental resilience. Number 6, the Inner Citadel. The sixth Stoic secret focuses on developing what Marcus Aurelius called the Inner Citadel, an unconquerable fortress within the mind that remains impervious to external assaults. Marcus wrote, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful concept teaches us that true security comes not from controlling external events, but from cultivating inner strength and tranquility. The Stoics recognize that while external circumstances are often beyond our control, our inner world, our judgments, values, and responses, remains our sovereign territory. By developing this inner citadel, we create a sanctuary of peace that external events cannot breach. This practice involves recognizing that no external circumstance can harm your essential self without your consent. People can take your possessions, damage your reputation, or even harm your body, but they cannot touch your character, your integrity, or your inner peace unless you allow them to. Consider Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived Nazi concentration camps. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, he describes how even in the most horrific conditions, prisoners retained the last of human freedoms, the ability to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. This is the inner citadel in action. To develop your inner citadel, practice this meditation. When facing a challenging situation, mentally step back and observe your initial reactions, your thoughts, emotions, and impulses. Rather than immediately acting on these reactions, pause and ask, is this reaction helping me respond virtuously to this situation? What would my best self do in this moment? This pause creates space for wisdom rather than reactivity. Regular strengthening of this inner fortress creates a profound sense of security that doesn't depend on external circumstances, the essence of bulletproof mental strength. Number 7, Sympatheia. The seventh and final Stoic secret to bulletproof mental strength is the recognition of what the Stoics called Sympatheia, the interconnectedness of all things. This principle reminds us that we are part of something larger than ourselves and connected to all of humanity and the natural world. Marcus Aurelius expressed this concept beautifully. Meditate often on the interconnectedness and mutual interdependence of all things in the universe. For in a sense, all things are mutually woven together and therefore have an affinity for each other, for one thing follows after another, according to their tension of movement, their sympathetic stirrings, and the unity of all substance. This understanding serves as a powerful antidote to isolation and self-absorption, two states that undermine resilience. When we recognize our connection to others and to the whole of existence, we gain perspective and support that strengthens our mental fortitude. This principle doesn't just foster intellectual understanding, it encourages practical action through kindness and service to others. The Stoics taught that we are naturally designed to help one another, and acting in accordance with this nature brings a profound sense of purpose and meaning. Consider how helping others during your own difficult times can paradoxically strengthen your resilience. Many people find that volunteering or supporting others during personal crises provides perspective and meaning that helps them navigate their own challenges. To practice Sympatheia, try this approach. When facing a difficult situation, ask yourself, how might my experience and response to this challenge benefit others? What wisdom might I gain that could help someone else in a similar situation? This shifts your focus from self-concern to your connection with the larger human experience. By recognizing your place within the interconnected web of existence, you gain access to resources beyond your individual capacity, creating truly bulletproof mental strength. Conclusion. These 7 Stoic secrets, understanding the dichotomy of control, practicing negative visualization, adopting a cosmological perspective, embracing Amor, Fati, remembering mortality, developing your inner citadel, and recognizing interconnectedness, offer a comprehensive approach to building bulletproof mental strength. Unlike many modern self-help techniques, these principles have withstood the test of time, guiding emperors and slaves, soldiers and scholars, through some of history's most challenging periods. Their enduring relevance speaks to their profound truth and utility. The beauty of these Stoic practices lies in their simplicity and accessibility. They require no special equipment, no financial investment, and no particular life circumstances, only the willingness to practice and apply them consistently in your daily life. As you incorporate these secrets into your life, remember that becoming mentally strong is not about eliminating emotions or becoming detached from life. Rather, it's about developing a wise relationship with your experiences that allows you to engage fully with life while maintaining inner peace and purpose. The journey to bulletproof mental strength is ongoing, and each challenge becomes an opportunity to deepen your practice. As Epictetus wisely noted, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. What Stoic secret resonated most with you? Which one will you begin practicing today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, true strength isn't about avoiding life's storms. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism.